So awesome. Yay. Okay. So we're recording. You guys, thank you so much for being on this call tonight. Laura and I have been working together for going on 4 years, and we just are super passionate about what God has just done in our life. And we want to just share with you guys kind of our story. And we're going to try to talk super fast. I'm a preacher style. So if I get loud, like my husband will knock on the door and tell me to be quiet. So I apologize. You might want to turn me down a little bit because I can talk pretty loud, but I'm going to use my hands. So we just want to talk to you guys about just how our lives have been changed through this awesome thing called coaching, where we are able to just love on women. And I came up with our vision statement, but the front of it says, grant women permission to be physically, emotionally, and spiritually fit. And fit can mean many different things. Fit does not mean a six-pack with abs who, eats lettuce all the time. It just means healthy. And so that is honestly what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. And just how God has just opened up the door for us to be able to, Laura and I, to be able to work together from many miles away. We always knew that somehow God would bring our paths together to be able to work with each other, but we've lived in separate states. And it's just amazing how her and I have been friends for such a long time, and now we get to work side by side. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys because we have some slides. And let's see. I think it'll still be able to, how do I present? Okay, present. It says loading on my end. I hope it's coming up. Okay. I hope you guys can see this. Laura, can you just unmute yourself and tell me if you...
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. So tonight we're going to talk to you about, like what I just said, how God prompted us to say yes to the calling that He's allowed us to help so many women, and how you can potentially partner with us in being a part of that mission. So I'm going to give you guys a little of my testimony and kind of just how I was about into Beachbody coaching. You're probably like, oh, well, she is probably like personal trainer, or she, graduated from college. And it's not like that at all. In fact, it is a complete, you would think there's no way in the world this person could become a Beachbody coach because of the things that I was going through at the time. So this is kind of like my story in a nutshell, and I'm going to go over these points really, really, really quick, but I want you guys to kind of get to know who I am. And while I'm telling you this, I want you to think about your story. So I want my story to kind of inspire you, but I also want it to stop you in your tracks, and I want you to take a step back, and I want you to think, okay, how does she relate to me? How is it that I can relate to her story, and how could this potentially be something that I could do, whether you're working full-time, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you are going to school, whatever. We have all different types of coaches on our team, which we'll talk about tonight. So a couple things. First of all, my name is Jessica Lauder, and I am 30, almost 2 years old. I am a mom of 2 boys, 4 and 2. I am a pastor's wife. I've been married for almost 11 years. And I was a college athlete. So my entire life I had done all-star cheerleading. So I was a college athlete, but I had a horrible relationship with food. My relationship with food was so messed up. I used it as medicine. I used it as coping. I used it as, I used it for everything. When I went to college, I was a college cheerleader, and in the first year of college, I gained 30 pounds. Probably in the first 3 months, I gained 30 pounds quickly. I mean, just like that. I went to school 14 hours away from my home, so I was constantly homesick. We weren't able to go home because we had to stay for cheerleading all the time, and so I just ate all the time. I would go and eat with my friends all the time, and that's kind of how I suppressed how I felt. And it eventually became such a God to me and a coping mechanism, which I'll discuss in a little bit. But fast forward, I ended up marrying my college step partner. Him and I dated for almost 2 years. We were engaged for 6 months. We got married. And then 6 years later, when we had our first son, I gained 60 pounds. So I was not one of those women that could just eat whatever and never gain any weight. I seriously had to work hard to get my weight off, and it came on like that. So that is another thing that was kind of stacked against me, is that I have to work super, super, super hard to stay in shape. And it just gets worse the older that I get. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree to that. So 60 pounds was my first pregnancy. And as soon as I had my first son, I could see the pieces of postpartum depression sneaking in on me. I could feel the enemy just starting to take a hold of my life. And what is so crazy is that it took us a very long time to have our first son. And so I was so happy that I had our first son. You know, I was like, you know, I felt guilty because I should have felt like on top of the world. But at that point in my life, my husband was traveling all the time. We had just recently moved to a new state. I was not connected with a community, and I just started to go down a deep, dark hole. And I could see where this was starting to lead me. And I had a nervous breakdown. I had a meltdown. My son's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks old. My husband was going out on a long trip. And I was like, this can't seriously possibly be what life is supposed to be like. And I knew that it was just, I was using food as a coping mechanism. I was not losing any weight. I had, you know, just had a newborn. I was dealing with postpartum. My husband was gone. Like, it was so many things that I felt like were just suppressing me, like pushing me down. And I was like, this is not okay. And so it was right then that I felt like God told me, he said to me, this is not what I created you for. This is not how I want you to live your life. And this, you can either feel sorry for yourself, you can be a victim of your circumstances, you can let yourself go, you can continue to gain weight and to feel depressed because you feel bad that you're not on top of the world and that you're not, like things aren't going well, or you can have hope again. You can find peace again. You can rest in me and realize that I can bring you out of this, but it's going to start right here. It's going to start with your mindset. And my mindset at that point, I knew I had to change it. My husband couldn't do it for me. My kids couldn't do it for me. My family couldn't do it for me. I had to decide at that point that I was not going to continue down that road. And I knew in my heart that if I would have sat there and just continued to be feeling this way and feel sorry for myself, I would never be able to be the wife and the mom that God had called me to be. And so I had to dive into personal development, dive into the Word. I decided to start reading a devotional, and I was reading my Bible every single day. I started a brand new Bible study, and I knew that it had to start from the inside out. So I had to start with myself, and it started with me changing my mindset. So let's continue. Fast forward. This is me 2 weeks after, on the left-hand side, this is me 2 weeks after I had my second baby. So as you can see, 60 pounds, this was 50 pounds. This was actually 35 pounds that I had to lose after I had my son. So I was technically not what you would think Beachbody material would be. I was not a nutrition specialist. I had no idea anything about meal plans at this point. I honestly had no idea. Like, I had not even been to a gym long enough to know, okay, how do I get all this weight off? So I had decided that I was going to finally finish a program. I had started an Insanity in the past and had quit it 2 times. So I was a quitter. And I had decided that I was going to draw a line in the sand and move forward. And I was going to do a program by the book at home, because this was wintertime. So I was not like going to take my newborn out to a gym in the middle of winter when I was living in Charlotte. So we decided that that I was going to stay home and just do this program that I knew had worked for so many hundreds of people. And this is when my coach happened to reach out to me, and she said, I saw that you mentioned something about doing Insanity, and I just wanted to, talk to you about possibly joining my challenge group and tracking your results, because you would be amazing at this. You've been a college athlete, like you have some sort of sense when it comes to fitness and nutrition. Why don't you try and be in this challenge group with me? And she had talked to me about Shakeology, and of course, we were one income family. So I was like, there's no way my husband's going to be okay with us doing Shakeology. There's just no way. We couldn't. And so weeks and weeks, I had talked to him into possibly doing Shakeology. And finally, after a while, he said, if you want to save up for it, you can do it. So I decided to save up for it. It was my own money. I'd already had Insanity. I bought 30 days of Shakeology. And I said, because I just spent all the money to my name on this shake, I'm going to do it by the book. And I put skin in the game, and I said, this is it. I will not allow myself to be a victim of my circumstances. So I continued to move forward. And then in about 6 months' time, I was able to lose all 30 pounds. I did 2 rounds of Insanity, max 30. I was able to lose all my baby weight, and absolutely just felt like God was calling me to share my story and my passion with other women and help them out of the situation that I was in. So let me talk to you a little bit about Beachbody. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but most likely you have seen an infomercial on TV about either Insanity, 21 Day Fix, P90X. You've heard about it. And the reason is because Beachbody spends over $125 million on infomercial advertising. So when you go to somebody and you have, when you're in the store and you have an Insanity shirt on, most likely somebody's going to stop you and say, oh my goodness, did you do that program? I saw it and it was just crazy. I could never do something like that. They know about Insanity. People know about P90X. So you don't have to worry about, okay, is this something that people know about? Yes, they already do, because they have seen it most likely on television. The idea that came to the founders of Beachbody came in 1997. So this is a newer newer company. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. So, and creating the idea of creating a healthy and fulfilling lifestyle came in 97, but it wasn't until 2007 that Beachbody actually came out with people that are called coaches. So instead of them putting P90X and Insanity and all that kind of stuff inside of Walmart, they decided that they wanted to have people who actually, dusted the program off and showed you how to start and complete them. Because most of the time, we all know that when we start a workout program, we don't finish it to completion. So they wanted to change that and actually have Team Beachbody coaches be able to show people how to take them through these programs and actually help them achieve their health and fitness goals. So there is almost 500,000 coaches in the U.S. and Canada, and Beachbody is actually moving international this coming summer, and they will start being in the UK. So we are just continuing to make waves everywhere we go. They also are an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which I thought was incredible. But not only that, I love standing behind this company because they are a debt-free company, which is so hard to find and come by these days. I just thought that was so reputable. But their mission statement, Beachbody's mission statement, is to help people achieve their goals and live a healthy and fulfilling life. And that is honestly what we do. We come alongside every single person and we give them hope. Every person in the world needs hope. And that is what I truly felt like I needed when I was in that super, super dark place. I needed hope. And that is kind of what I felt like God used to pull me out of the depression and the oppression that I felt like was going on. So I just think that is such an incredible mission statement. So let's talk about really quick nutrition side. So what is it that Beachbody has to offer? Obviously, we have fitness programs for every single fitness level that's out there. So there's over 25 workout programs from very, very, very beginner to super, super intermediate. I mean, to super, super advanced. All throughout the spectrum, there's a Beachbody program out there for whoever. But we also have such an easy to follow nutrition guide and meal plan. If you have ever heard me talk about my meal plan, I use these portion control containers that have just saved my life. They have helped me to keep my weight off. Every single time I feel like I'm starting to gain weight, I get back on my meal plan, and within no time, I am back to where I should be. It also comes with, we also have a 30-day superfood, which I use for breakfast. It's called Shakeology. There's so many different flavors now, but just an incredible, dense, nutritious shake that has over 70 superfoods from around the world that I literally can't go a day without. Not only that, 21 Day Fix has come out with a Fix8 book, which actually is a cookbook that shows you how to cook using the portion control containers. So your meal plans can be so much more flavorful now that they have this cookbook out. 3-day refresh is something that I do usually about 4 to 5 times a year. It just kind of jumpstarts my nutrition, especially after I go on vacation. I love to do the 3-day refresh. It's a plant-based cleanse. And then the Ultimate Reset is a 21-day cleanse. You don't work out with that, and it's just basically just literally resetting your body. And then now there's the Beachbody Performance line, which I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's also sponsored by Ironman, which most of you guys I'm sure have heard of Ironman. It is sponsored by Beachbody Performance. They actually use their products with a lot of their triathlons and stuff like that. So I just thought that was amazing. So let me just tell you, let me just just get straight with you guys for a second. You're probably thinking, seriously, what's the big deal about Shakeology? I mean, $129 a month, like, is it seriously that big of a deal? So let me tell you what the game changer was for me and my family. When I sat down and looked at it and I compared Shakeology to some other meal replacement shakes that I was looking at, this is what I came up with. This is what was important to me. So first of all, there was no soy in it. And I loved that it came in vegan because whey sometimes does a number on my stomach. I loved the fact that it came in vegan. But soy sometimes gets a bad rep. A lot of people don't like soy because it can cause all different kinds of things, blah, 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 whatever. If you just kind of Google what soy can do, there's just a bunch of stuff out there. So I just try to stay away from it. I love that there is no soy. There's 100% no artificial flavors, sugars, or color. So that was a big deal to me because when I was looking at ingredients of other shakes that were out there, the biggest thing that I loved about Shakeology is I didn't have to worry about, okay, if I feed this to my kid, is he going to be jumping off the walls because there's artificial flavors and sugars in here that don't need to be in there? That was a big deal to me. Probiotics and digestive enzymes was a huge deal because sometimes my family has a hard time going to the bathroom. Just telling it like it is. And so this probiotics and the digestive enzymes that are in this shake allow you to be able to go to the bathroom. I'll just leave it at that. It's also safe for my kids. Like I told you guys, that was huge for me. I wanted to be able to, if I can't let my kids have it, then most likely, why should I be able to drink it? So that was really important. And then the last thing is that it helped me to lose the baby weight that I still had. I was craving sweets all the time, and this shake kept me full. It was something that I was able to drink, and I knew, like, okay, I'm good for 2 to 3 hours. I'm so full right now, and that was huge. So those are the things that I loved about Shakeology. Okay, so I'm going to hand this over to Laura. She wants to tell you a little bit about her story and just she's got an awesome background. So go ahead, Laura, if you want to let me know when you want me to change the slide.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm not sure if my screen shows, but that's okay. But so thank you so much, Jess. I'm so excited to be on this call with you. I just love sharing about what we do as coaches and just the stories that you get to hear and the success stories you get to hear just as being a part of Beachbody, whether you're a challenger or a coach. It's just so inspiring to see other people who are on the same track as you. So I actually, when I was when Jess first started talking to me about Beachbody, I was in a really low place in my life. I actually have a long history of personal training and of just fitness in general, because I also have a long history and a kind of a rocky past as well. So I've struggled with addiction. I've struggled with a lot of doing a lot of things in my past I shouldn't have been doing. And it was fitness, and it was learning about Jesus and my faith that really turned my life around. And it led me to become a personal trainer. It led me to become a group fitness instructor. And I was on the top of my game. I was completely fit. I was, after I gave my life to Christ, my whole life changed and everything was going great. And then I met my husband, and I got pregnant with my first child. And even during my pregnancy, I was teaching 7 group fitness classes a week. I was completely fit pregnancy. And then when I had my son, first of all, I didn't want to be driving around to gyms all the time, because I was in traffic a lot. I was driving to different gyms, teaching group fitness. I was holding appointments with different people, different clients that I was training. And when I had my son, I was like, this is not for me anymore. This is not what I want to be doing. I want to be with him. I want to be able to be at home. So my husband and I sat down and we decided that we would make it work on one income. And I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And this was great. I was so happy. My marriage, I was happy in my marriage. And after we had our first son, things really, really started changing. And I don't know if you relate to this, but when you have a kid, a lot of things change in your life. I mean, and he was not a good sleeper. We had problems nursing. I was up all night with him. I was up every couple hours. I was just completely exhausted. I had no energy to exercise. I mean, even thinking about exercise, there was just no way. I was fatigued. I had, I don't know if you would call it postpartum depression. I would call it more like postpartum OCD or anxiety that I had. I was neurotic about germs. I was just worrywart all the time. I was sleep deprived. I mean, I'm sure that if you've had a kid, then you know what it feels like to be sleep deprived. And everything was going downhill. And a lot of the things from my past started resurfacing for me. The depression, just being anxious all the time, having that anxiety, and just not being happy anymore. And I thought, after 10 months of not exercising, after I had my son Parker, I went 10 months without exercising, and I was not myself anymore. My marriage was going downhill. I was neglecting my husband. I was putting all my energy and focus into the baby, trying to get him to nap on a schedule, trying to do this and that. And I didn't feel like I measured up anymore. I had lost, I was not in shape. I was using food as, just a way to cope more than just for fuel like I used to. And I was going back into just being just the sadness that I used to have was starting to come back. And then lo and behold, of course, at this moment, when you think you've hit rock bottom, I find out I'm pregnant again. And I started getting the morning sickness, and I felt icky, and I realized, oh my word, I am not in shape. And here I am about ready to go through another pregnancy. And I had not even gotten my body back from my first baby. And and that's when Jess started messaging me. Lo and behold, that's when Jess started messaging me, talking to me about fitness and talking to me about coaching, because she knew that I was a certified trainer and that I was living at home. And at first I was like, there's just no way I can do this. I don't even have energy to take care of myself, let alone coach other people. How can I be an inspiration to other people when I'm completely off the fitness wagon myself? And so really, I didn't sign up as a coach to be a business builder at all. I signed up as a coach just to, first of all, get my husband to start exercising again, because he had stopped exercising too. We had completely gotten distant from one another. I used to go to bed at 9 p.m. because I was so tired from the baby that he would be getting home and I would be going to sleep. So I originally signed up as a coach so that he would start exercising and so that I could start exercising again. And I was 3 months pregnant. And I was like, I am not signing up until this morning sickness goes away. So I actually waited till I was 3 months pregnant, and I signed up and I started doing the Slim and Six program and started drinking the vanilla Shakeology. And I noticed that I was getting toned again. Even though my belly was growing, I was getting toned. And even though my belly was growing and I was getting bigger, I was getting more energy. I was feeling better. My husband and I's intimacy came back, and it was like a light turned on inside of me. Plus the simplicity of having Shakeology and just the energy that it gave me naturally was so awesome for me. And it fueled me through my workouts. Slim and Six, I loved that program. It gave me such awesome results. I have pictures of the way my arms look before and after, even though I was pregnant. And now, after I signed up, I noticed that other people, I started sharing my journey right away. And I started just talking about the challenge group that we were in, because I joined Jessica's challenge group. And after one group, I was like, you know what? I want to do my own group. And my first month as a coach, I earned $500. And so my husband and I were like, whoa, like, you just earned $500? Like, you didn't even leave the living room. Like, that is crazy. So from that point on, I not only did I see people being inspired by what I was doing, I had people reaching out to me saying that, that they were so inspired that I was pregnant and I was still exercising, and people started asking me questions. And so I just went all in with it. And I just decided to just learn something new every day and put some time into it every day. And even though I was juggling so many things, I was able to just kind of fit in coaching here and there throughout my day. When I first started, I don't think I spent more than an hour a day on it when I first started. But now I am a full-time coach. I do this as a career. I do this full-time, and I've been building my business for 4 years now, and I have never had to leave my kids. I'm here home with my kids full-time in the living room. I don't have to drive to appointments. I don't have to clock in and out. I don't have to worry about somebody else's schedule. I can fit everything in as it fits my family. So these pictures here, the picture on the top was my first, this was after I had Easton, and I did the T25 program. So this is after 2 rounds of T25. As you can see, I bounced back from my second pregnancy way better than my first. I completely transformed my body. It's just so cool to be able to do that. And our programs, they really work. It's so neat as a coach because you get to see other people going through the same type of transformation. And then now, this is one of my latest before and after pictures at the bottom. This is my core to force results. And as you can see, it's not always about losing a huge amount of weight. It's not always about, we're not always just working with people who need to lose weight. This isn't about just losing weight. This is about being healthy. This is about being stronger. With core to force, my pain, I have some shoulder pain and some neck pain that I deal with, and it has drastically reduced since I did that program, because the strength that you can get from these programs, there's just so many different benefits you can get from these workouts. So my team is the Fit Buzz Squad. Jessica's my coach, and my team is the Fit Buzz Squad. And our mission is to empower women to be physically fit, financially free, and spiritually forgiven. So it kind of goes along the lines with Jessica's mission statement too. But now I'm so passionate about seeing people's lives changed, and I'm working hard. My income goal is to be able to match my husband's income so that I can provide a safety net for our family. So if he ever had to stop working, then our family could be completely supported by Beachbody. So that's my story. You can go ahead to the next slide. Okay, so what do Beachbody coaches do? Now, I have a variety of pictures on here, just some examples of some different posts I've done. One thing about coaching is what makes it so easy for us is the fact that we can use social media to share our stories. the fact that we have social media and the ability to reach women in the United States, to reach women in Canada, all over the world. Soon we're going to be moving globally. I mean, it's just so amazing that we can do all of this from home. So these are just some of the things that I share, but we basically just motivate others while we're working on our own transformations. We have to work out anyways. We have to eat healthy anyways. We want to learn about things and grow our minds and grow ourselves. Why not do it for a living? And it gets me so excited that I get to do this for a living, because I love exercising anyways. And so it's a part of our job description as coaches. We get to exercise and eat healthy for a living. We get to share our healthy recipes, food prepping. There's a picture of some Shakeology balls I made. It's just fun. I get to look up new recipes each week, try them out on my family. They're my little guinea pigs. And then if the recipes are good, I post about them. And I had to cook for my family anyway. Why not cook for my family and use it as a post to share with others and help others? You will find that the more you're helping others, the more you're motivating others, the more you're going to be motivating yourself at the same time. We also share our love for the products. Not only that, but we share our love for coaching. We share our love for what this business does for our family. As you can see, my kids are included in a lot of these pictures. My son Parker is my little sidekick. He loves helping me with the business. He loves, working out with me. He, in this picture on the bottom left, he's working on writing his letters and practicing his letters for the alphabet while I'm working on some things on the computer. It's just neat because he is so enthusiastic, because he sees how happy mommy is and how healthy mommy is and how much energy I have when I'm unplugging with them. And so my kids and my family have embraced Beachbody with me, because we get to build it at our own pace. When it's time for me to unplug, I can unplug. When it's time for me to work, I can work. I get to make my own schedule. I can get up earlier than everybody else and get some work done. I can stay up later than everybody else and get some work done. I can work during nap time. So I can work my business around my family. We encourage others to join us, and we help others to achieve their goals. Now, you're probably wondering, why did she put a picture of nail polish on here? Well, the reason why is because I wanted to show you that we are not just like fitness people and the only thing we think about and do is fitness. In fact, we encourage our coaches to post about and share about things that aren't just about Beachbody. I love doing my nails. I love nail polish. So that's one of the things I post about. I love Jesus and I don't hide it. So that's one of the things I get to post about. And the fact that I can mix my ministry and mix sharing the gospel with my business, and I can work with, and it's going to attract those people to me. That's the coolest thing about this. You can embrace it with your life, and you can mix in anything. If you love horses, you could post about horses. If you are a quilter, you could post about quilting. I mean, anything you could think of that you love is what you would be posting about as a coach and what you would be sharing about. Oh, you can go to the next slide. I was trying to click the screen. So we do a lot of groups. And what I like to think about with the groups we do on Facebook and the apps that we use, it's really just a way of organizing people and serving our customers better. What I love about coaching versus personal training is when I personal trained, I'd be working with one person for, like, let's say a half an hour or an hour. And I can only do so many in a day. I can only help so many people in a day. But with these groups, you can help so many people all at once. And the cool thing is that the people in the group start helping each other too. So most of the groups we do are private Facebook groups. And we also have an app called the My Challenge Tracker app, and we use those in conjunction. So the Facebook group, we have a huge community there. There's daily support, accountability. We encourage each other. It's like a place to go where you're going to be motivated. It's a place to go where you can be yourself. If you have a struggle, you can post it. If you have a victory, like if you resist the donuts at the office, you can post right in the group and say, look, I just resisted these donuts, and it feels so good, and it makes it so much easier to make healthy choices when you have a group of people to support you. Now, I'm so passionate about these groups because these groups help me as the coach just as much as they help any of the other challengers. I am a challenger myself. I participate along with the challengers, and it holds me accountable. So also on the app, you can put your measurements, you can put your weight, you can check in with your Shakeology and check in with your workout. And it's so neat to use this app. It's so rewarding to be able to click that button that you did everything, and your coach gets to see what you did. And it's great because you get that feedback from your coach. So the apps that Beachbody gives us and things like that make it so much easier for us to do a great job. And it saves us time when we're helping people. So there's a few different types of groups that we do. There's our regular challenge groups, the online support groups. These are for fitness. These are where you drink Shakeology, you do a Beachbody workout, you follow the meal plan, and you participate along with the group. These ones are usually 28 days. It really depends on you, because you could do your groups however you want as a coach, because you're the boss. You could do a 30-day group. You could do a 60-day group. You could do a week-long group. You could do whatever you want. That's the cool part about this. There's no restraints on what you can do. We've got we like to do clean eating groups, free clean eating groups. It's just a way to serve people and help people for free, just to get to know them, to serve them, to find out what their needs are, find out what their fears are, what kind of things they need help with, so that we can better serve them. We also do groups on Facebook that teach people about coaching. So it's kind of like a group, it's kind of like this information, but in a group setting. So there's just so many different ways you can reach people as a coach. And the cool thing is that when you join up with us, you're not going to have to create these groups on your own. Like Jessica and I have been coaching for almost 4 years now. And we have templates upon templates upon templates of every single post that you would need to do for these groups. We have step-by-step instructions of how to set up the group page. So you're not going to have to reinvent the wheel. You would have all this stuff available to you. Okay, you can go to the next slide. So this is a really quick slide, but I just wanted to kind of just show you that we are not like fitness gurus. Like, you don't have to be a fitness guru or like a nutritionist to be a coach. We are literally just regular people doing our workouts, drinking our shakes, doing our meal plan. We have struggles just like everybody else. We cave and eat chocolate chip cookies. We have bad weekends. We get sick. I mean, all these things happen to us too, but the point of coaching is that it keeps you from quitting. It's really easy to start something, but it's hard to stick with something. And that's what these groups are for. That's what a coach does for someone. And that's what we as coaches do for each other on our team, is we help each other to stick with it, to not give up when the going gets tough. You can go to the next slide. And this is a quick slide too, but I just wanted to give a shout out to all of our challengers, because I know a lot of challengers, they think about coaching, and I love to spotlight all of the little successes that everyone has, because whether you lose 20 pounds or you lose 8 pounds or you lose 2 pounds, you deserve to be recognized. So in our groups, we're huge on recognition. We're huge on building each other up, because this world, there's just constantly things tearing you down, constantly things going into your head that are not of the good. But we try to focus on the positive. We try to focus on the good. We try to fill our minds with positive things. And that's what's cool about coaching. It's like, for me, it's like a form of therapy. You can go to the next slide. So here are just really quickly some common concerns that people have when they think about becoming a coach. And I thought of these too. So the first one is, I don't have time. And busyness is a common thing these days. I swear every single person I talk to is busy. And so I say, we make time for what is important to us. And if these things are important to you, health, fitness, having energy, eating healthy, being a good example to your kids, if those things are all important to you, then I say you do have time for coaching, because that is what coaching creates in your life. It creates a consistency of healthiness and fitness, and all the other things that go along with coaching. You can fit those into your schedule. We have training that helps you with time management. But I mean, getting up a little earlier in the morning, staying up a little later at night, working on your kids' nap time. And I have a lot of coach friends who are super busy, and they work, and they actually work during little pockets during their day. Maybe they have 5 minutes here. Maybe they have 10 minutes there. Maybe they have 20 minutes there. That's the cool thing though. You can organize it however you want as a coach. So don't let the time factor be something that holds you back, because we're never going to not be busy. So it's important to focus on your health and focus on your wellness. So coaching just fits right in with that. Another one, it's too expensive. I hear that a lot. Shakeology has a reputation for being expensive, but if you really show people the value of Shakeology, if you really break it down, it's only $4 a day. I mean, people spend almost that much on an energy drink, a Starbucks, a value meal. I find that I save so much money meal planning. If you think about doing a budget for your money, it's going to save you money if you're on a budget for your money, right? Well, being a coach, being on the 21-day fix meal planning system, using the Shakeology, it is going to create for you a budget for your food in the same way that you'd have a budget for your money. So you're going to be saving money at the grocery store. You're going to be portioning out your food for the day. So you're not going to be binge eating. You're not going to be throwing away food that goes bad in the fridge. With meal planning, you plan with what you have in your kitchen and you only buy what you need. So for us, we've saved a ton of money. Plus, we used to go out to eat a lot, and we used to always get drinks while we went out. And we rarely do that anymore. Maybe once or twice a month we'll go out to eat. But it used to be like a multiple week thing. We would either be out to eat or we would be ordering Chinese or pizza. And now we've got our meals planned. When you've got prepped food in the fridge, it doesn't make any sense to order food or to go somewhere when you have food already made. So it's just that's been huge for us. Another one, I'm not at my goal body. Don't let that hold you back. You saw Jess talking about that at the beginning. And with me, when I first signed up, I was 3 months pregnant and I was completely out of shape. I was definitely not at my goal body, and I was not getting to my goal body anytime soon. But I showed people that I was consistent. I showed people that these products work. And that's what you do when you sign up without a goal body. That's exactly what you're going to do, is show people your transformation. People are going to follow your journey. The next one, I'm not a fitness expert. You definitely don't need to be a fitness expert. Our programs are so well organized. Every single challenge pack that people would order, every single workout program comes with a very, very easy to follow, enjoyable to read meal planning guide. And it comes with the containers. The workouts are produced by master trainers. So all we really need to do is be there for people, is guide people, is love on people and care for people and show people what we're doing and follow the programs ourselves. That's really all there is to it. And you're going to learn as you go. The more questions people ask you, the more things you Google, the more you're going to get a vocabulary and a fluency with fitness, the longer you're a coach. So everyone should just start where they're at and learn as they go. I mean, that's what I did. I know that's what Jess did too. Another one, I don't know many people. Do not let this hold you back. I had like 300 friends when I first signed up. In fact, I had just done like a huge cleanse of my friends list when I first signed up. And I just add new friends every day. I meet ladies in different groups. I meet ladies on social media. There's just so many people out there. And if you're sharing on social media and you are reaching out to people, caring for people, helping people, you're going to end up connecting with all kinds of people. Social media just makes it so easy. So don't let the not knowing many people factor hold you back at all either. I know a lot of coaches. So yes, Jess was saying that there's 500,000 coaches now in the US and Canada. That is such a small number, you guys. That is such a small number. And there are so many people that need our help. I mean, the rate of obesity in America is just skyrocketing. The rate of obesity around the world is skyrocketing. There is absolutely no scarcity mentality. And also, there might be 500,000 coaches, but there are not 500,000 coaches who are actually working the business, actually helping people, actually sticking with it and being consistent and not quitting. So if you're the type of person that is willing to decide that you're going to give it a certain amount of time and just follow our lead and do a simple checklist every day, you don't have to worry about the fact that there's a lot of coaches out there, because you're going to step up and you're going to rise up above all of those others that are not doing what the daily checklist and the daily things. So, and then another one, I'm not a salesperson. The cool thing about Beachbody and what separates us from the other direct sales companies and the other network marketing companies is that we're not really selling products. I mean, we have products, and that's what fuels the business. That's what our income is generated by. But we are a service industry. We're not selling jewelry. We're not selling makeup. We're not selling Tupperware or something. We are selling life changes to people. When someone orders a challenge pack and we help them and we stick with them and we don't give up on them, we pull them back on the wagon every single time they want to quit, people are going to be coming back to you saying, thank you so much for changing my life. Last year I was here and now I'm here and it's because of you. And this is not about sales. When we sell someone a challenge pack, that is literally the beginning of our relationship with them. I mean, it's just the beginning, because it's so much further beyond that after that we work with them, we help them, they're our client for the long haul. I mean, we stick with them for the long haul. So this is not about sales. You're not just going to sell something and then not have to do anything. You're going to sell these challenge packs. You're going to help people with our products, but you're going to have to continue to help them along their way. Another one, I'm shy. Don't let shy hold you back. Most of the leaders, so many top leaders in our organization in Beachbody, told us at our last conference, our last yearly summit conference, that they were shy people or that they were introverts. Shy is just a label. Don't let that label hold you back. Coaching is a growth journey. You are going to find that the longer you coach, the more you're going to grow, the more outgoing you're going to feel, the less fear you're going to have, the less inhibition you're going to have, and it just goes along with it. So don't let the shy factor hold you back. Plus, with social media, with posting, it's a little bit different than talking to someone face-to-face. If you feel like you're shy face-to-face, you may not be shy at all through social media. And the last one, I have an ugly past. As you know, that has not held me back from coaching. In fact, when you have things in your past, that struggles that you've had or things that you've gone through, or maybe you're going through them now, those things are going to help you to help other people. You're the one that will know how to help those people best that are going through the same thing you're going through or who have gone through the same struggles as you. So for me as a coach, sharing my past, sharing my journey, giving out little bits and pieces of my past has really healed me in so many ways. So never let that hold you back from helping people. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Okay, I'm just going to go over this really fast because in case anyone's worrying that this is a pyramid scheme, because people say that about network marketing, but it's really not a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme was something of the past. It's illegal now. There's no products or services. It's all about money. It's about people buying into the company. A percentage of that goes to the person who signed them up. A percentage of that goes to the person who signed them up. And the whole thing does not work. As you know, there aren't any of those around anymore. So that stereotype is definitely not real. I mean, Beachbody is definitely a company with amazing products. We have world-class workouts. We have our Beachbody On Demand. There are awesome products associated with our company. The other cool thing is that it's not like when you sign up, you're under all these people and you're just like buried underneath this big pyramid. That's not what it is. When you sign up, you have the same opportunities as anyone else that signs up. Everyone gets the same commission. Everyone gets the same bonuses. We all have the same compensation plan that we follow. And every year at the first of the year, the ranking of coaches in Beachbody is wiped clean, and everybody has the chance to be the top coach in Beachbody every single year. So do not believe that. If anyone ever tells you it's a pyramid scheme, definitely don't believe that. In fact, Donald Trump, our president, said this. He said this before he was president, but he said, I'm often asked if network marketing is a pyramid scheme. My reply is that corporations are really pyramid schemes. A corporation has one person at the top, generally the CEO, and everyone else down below. So whether you agree with Trump or not, he's definitely a businessman. And I agree with this opinion. I mean, if you look at a traditional business model, I would much rather be in a network of helping and something where I can be my own CEO and not have to be under anyone else's supervision or whatever. Go to the next slide. So this is just a really quick, I wanted to tell you this just really quick story of when I first signed up as a coach, because people look at me now after 4 years and they're like, how could I ever get to that point? She's got all these systems, she's got all these things. I'm never going to get there. Well, when I first signed up, I'm just like you are, sitting there thinking about signing up. All that I did to be successful was to start doing the programs and the drinking the Shakeology. I started sharing on social media of just tips and encouragement and positive stuff and about my life. And I started reaching out to people and inviting them to join us in the challenge group. And in 1 month, in my first month, like I was telling you before, I earned $500 as a stay-at-home mom. My husband was like, what? I mean, to think about having a career and then switching to stay-at-home mom, and then, you know, you have this feeling like I should be contributing. And here, all of a sudden, I had contributed, and it just made me feel so good. It made me feel so empowered. I was able to cover a bag of Shakeology, the Slim and Six program, Insanity, a tub of protein powder, and still had $100 left to put in savings. And that just made me so motivated to just share more and help more people. And as you can see, each month I added things on. The next month I was covering both of our Shakeologies. Protein powder still. I took myself, and instead of needing to get money from my husband to go get my hair cut and colored, I paid for it myself. I took him out on a date and paid for it. And then this is the coolest part, and this is a huge part of my why. That was when I first started getting my house professionally cleaned once a month. And, you know, with 2 little ones and or being pregnant with a little one, that was huge for me to be able to have someone doing that for me. And now, I mean, it's still a huge part of my why. I mean, just being able to be with my kids more and help people more on social media instead of cooking or cleaning or doing laundry and stuff like that. That is a huge part of my why. And one of the huge freedoms that coaching has given me as a stay-at-home mom, to be able to afford stuff like that. So as you can see, I kept adding more things. I took us to Vegas. I paid for us to go to Vegas. And now I'm helping with other things that go along with the family bills. I'm even helping pay part of our mortgage with a Beachbody income. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So how much does it cost to start? Because that's one of the things that a lot of people are concerned about. When you purchase a challenge pack, just like you would if you were signing up for the challenge group as a challenger, it's free to sign up as a coach. So the challenge pack is basically everything you need to get started as a coach. You get your workout, you get your meal planning system, you get your 30-day supply of Shakeology, you get other extras depending on which package you purchase. We even have our digital package now where you can literally go online anywhere where you have internet and get every single workout we've ever created, plus any program that releases you get immediately. So we have our digital package now too. So when you order any of those challenge packs, it's free to sign up as a coach. Otherwise, you pay a one-time $39.95 fee. Rarely anybody pays that because it just makes more sense to get something for free rather than paying that fee. But so the challenge pack's definitely the way to go. The only other cost to be a coach is a $15.95 website fee. So that is going to cover your 3 retail websites, all the inventory. Coach Relations is a hotline that we have. It's 24-hour help for you. I mean, think about it. If you open any other business, you are going to have to not only put a huge amount of money down to open this business, but you're going to have to spend a ton of time with inventory, with bookkeeping, with keeping track of everything, with sending things and mailing things and customer service when someone has a problem. Beachbody does all of that for us. So the $15.95 is really a very small amount that we have to pay for all of that convenience. And we don't even have to go into debt to start our business. All we do is buy our challenge pack and it's free to sign up. So it's amazing as far as being a business owner. This is like the least expensive way to start a business. So, but here's the monthly breakdown. So if you were to order Shakeology as a customer, it would be $130 full price. The coach's cost is, I rounded these numbers up, but coach's cost is $99, and then the website fee is $16. So it's $115. So as a coach, if you're just a discount coach and you never sell a thing, you still save $15 a month on your Shakeology. Go ahead and switch to the next one. So when you sign up as a coach, you don't have to be working at the level that Jess and I are right away, if that's not what your thing. There's different types of coaches, but when you sign up, you have the opportunity to do any of these. It's just really, this is our way of explaining the different levels of involvement that you can have so that when you sign up, we know how to serve you as a coach. So a discount coach is just someone who loves the Beachbody products, who signed up because they want to save money on their own products, but they're not looking to make it a business. These type of coaches, we don't announce that they're a coach. We don't tell anybody they're a coach. They're just enjoying their discounts. We treat them just like a challenger, and we help them with their fitness and their nutrition, and they're in the challenge groups just like a challenger. That's a discount coach. A hobby coach is someone who just does it kind of when it's convenient for them, or does it for a smaller amount of time each day. Whether you want to consistently work on your hobby each day, or whether you want to just work on it whenever you feel like it, that's a hobby coach. It's just someone who kind of wants to earn enough to cover their own Shakeology and their own business fee so that they're basically drinking Shakeology for free. Or it's people that maybe just want to make like $100, $200 extra a month to put into savings for a vacation or something, or some fun money or something, like creating a little cushion for their family. That's a hobby coach. If you're a hobby coach, we're going to involve you. We're going to welcome you in, but we're not going to pressure you to build a business and to be a business builder unless you want to be a business builder. Business builders are people who are committed to working their business every day or 5 days a week, however you want to work your business. We are looking to create freedom in our lives. We're looking to inspire others every single day. We're looking to help our coaches to build businesses. We're looking for a life of freedom for our families. We want to be our own boss. We want to work this full time. We want to work from home, and we do whatever it takes to make it happen. We're looking to make 500 to 1,000 a week or more. And there's really no limit to what you can do with this business. The sky is truly the limit with this business. Go ahead to the next slide. So how can you benefit? Basically, how much money you make is up to you, and you make your own hours. So if you're a hobby coach that just works whenever you feel like it, your income is going to reflect that. You are not going to be making as much as a business builder who's working their business every single day, or maybe, an hour a day, 5 days a week, or however long. The more you work your business, the more money you make. And I love this because before I was a personal trainer, I was actually a school teacher. I was an art teacher, and I worked the hours that I was scheduled, but I also worked at home at night. I would be grading papers at night. I would be writing lesson plans at night. I would be spending time getting the things together that I needed for the next day. And I didn't get compensated for this. I didn't get compensated when I stayed after school working. But with Beachbody, the more I work, not only the income, but the recognition, and also the more people's lives that are changed, which is another way of being paid without money. I mean, the lives that you see change and the people that come back to you telling you thank you for what you've done for them is, to me, it's priceless. So, but yeah, you make your own hours. You can decide to work however many hours you want. So the compensation plan is very, very generous. We get 25% commission on all sales and 25% discount on all products. Once you start building your team, you start getting weekly bonuses. And as you continue to build your team, your bonuses are going to start becoming larger than the commission that you're earning. So this really isn't all about sales. It's about helping people. And those bonuses come when you help your coaches, and when you help your coaches, and so on and so forth to be successful. We also get customer leads, which is really awesome. When we are consistent with helping people each month, Beachbody gives us leads. So they give us people who ordered. You've probably seen a Beachbody infomercial on late at night. You've probably seen a Beachbody ads all over the place. When someone calls that infomercial number, when someone goes on the general Beachbody website, Beachbody assigns those customers to coaches who are consistently building their business every month. And we get to help those people. These are people just given to us who are interested in fitness, who are already ordering products. They give us the customers that order the workouts. They give us the customers that order the Shakeology, the challenge packs, even the coaches that sign up without a coach. Beachbody gives those to us as a part of the lead program. I think that's so generous of them to do that. We also get quarterly bonuses for duplicating success. This is on top of all the other bonuses. When you start leading a team of other leaders, you start getting even more bonuses on top of that. Also, I mean, to top it all off, the incentive trips that we go on and the free gear, every month, I swear, I get free gear from Beachbody. The trips that this is going to be my 3rd year in a row getting to go on an all expenses paid trip from Beachbody. I went to Cancun. I got to go on a cruise last year. This year we're going to Punta Cana. It's all paid for. I get to bring my family on an all expenses paid trip this year. It's just so empowering as a stay-at-home mom to get to just take my husband on this trip and to take my kids. It's just, I mean, I don't know if we would be able to do trips like that otherwise. So it's just really, really awesome. Okay, go to the next slide. So what's next? What's next? It's super, super simple. Basically, you can just contact the coach that invited you to this call, sign up with your coach, and it's super simple, super easy process. Obviously, you want to chat with your coach about whether you want the digital option or whether you want to get CDs with your workouts. But then once you sign up, we're going to welcome you to the team. We're going to show you around. We're going to, give you the things, the very simple things to get started, and then you're going to get to chat with your coach and we're going to get you started, and we're going to it's a very simple the way we lay things out to help you get started. We're going to let you set your goals and pick your pace, and we're going to work with you at your pace. If you want to walk slowly towards your goals, then we're going to walk with you. If you want to run towards your goals, we're going to run. If you want to sprint super fast, if you have some crazy income goal that you need to reach for your family, we are going to run with you. We work with those who are working with us. So we have new coach mentorship programs that you can join immediately when you first sign up. And we are just so excited to welcome you into the team. And I think that's the last slide. So I don't know if you want to break open for questions, but I just wanted to thank you guys all for coming out tonight and hearing our story and hearing about coaching. We get really passionate about it just because it's changed our lives so much, and we just love it. It's just such a fun job. So if you guys have any questions, we'll answer them. But if not, if you guys have questions you wanted to message your coach later, I know it's a lot of information to digest, but just let us know if you have questions, and we will we'll answer those for you. Did you want to say anything, Jess, before we jump off of here?
I was just going to say thank you, Laura, for being on this call with me tonight. We decided at the last minute we wanted to do it together because we love doing calls like this together. We've kind of just been through it since day one together. So that's kind of what we do. There is a lot of information, but the biggest takeaway that we want you guys to go away with is just to see whether or not this could fit in your life, to see whether or not this is something that you need. You know, I started coaching because honestly, I was so broken inside, but I needed to feel like I had something to really pour myself into. And at that time in my life, it was exactly what I needed. I felt like that was my calling. And then fast forward, I never thought that this could be a full-time job for me. But after 1 year of coaching, I surpassed my previous income working in the eye surgery field, but still being able to be present with my family, which obviously that was huge for me. A lot of people, still love to actually physically go to work. And I honestly loved my job, but for some of you guys, that's not the case for you. So I want you to think about it. I want you to sleep on it. I know for me, it was something that just kept eating at me until finally I decided to just step out in faith. And so we will be there to obviously just show you the ropes and get you plugged into coach training. So we're going to get off here, but if you guys have questions, contact the person that sent you here. It is a lot of information, Stacy. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Have an awesome, awesome evening, and we will chat with you all soon, okay? Bye. See you guys later. Bye.